My name's Darion Highbaugh. I go to North Central High School. I'm a high jumper, I long jump, and I run the 200. And some accomplishments I did my junior year, I made it to regionals. Not good enough to make it to state, but I'm gonna do that this year.
So, Darian, how did you get interested in track and field?
My sophomore year, I played basketball. That's really what my dream sport was, but I didn't make it my sophomore year. So I was just kind of bored, really nothing to do. And one of the basketball players joined track at the end of the season and encouraged me to join. So I joined and ended up being good at high jump. So that's really where it was now.
Nice. Nice.
Nice. Now you kind of new to the sport then, so if it's only like 2 years in the game. So
Yeah, it's my
have you had an opportunity to kind of develop somebody who really inspires you when it comes to high jump or
yeah,
the sport in general?
yeah. High jumping. I've seen a lot of people like the 2 years that I've been high jump. I've seen a lot of people high jump and running just different events at that. But I really looked up to. He goes to IU now. He's a jumper named Lee Martin. I really looked up to him. He was a senior during my sophomore year. He was just everything he did was just so quick, and he always had a good mentality. And he just like leading me where I needed to be now. And now that I'm a senior, I can do the same thing for the younger kids.
That's great. So, what's been your favorite memory of competing so far? Again, know you're new to, or it's 2 years in, and you really have a love for it. What's been your most memorable moment?
My most memorable moment is probably the 2024 sectionals outdoor. I placed third overall, making it and advancing to regionals, and I got an Indy Star article about me.
What was the article about?
The article was about me coming back from a serious injury, me coming back to something I really wasn't supposed to that year, and me like just pushing myself and recovering, something that somebody normal people wouldn't usually do.
Hmm. Talk a little bit more about your
Right.
injury and what that was and that transition to come back and what got you back so fast.
So I ended up making the North Central basketball team my junior year, and I played that. But I was really so excited to get back to track after the season was over. So after the season was over, I was back in the track, but I wasn't feeling. I was feeling sick, and I randomly just had a bruise on my arm. So the strep throat that I had, the sickness, it housed itself into my arm and the bruise on my arm, causing an infection. And I went into septic shock into in the hospital. So they had to cut open my arm, take all the infection out, and I was in the hospital for 2, 3 weeks, just losing muscle. I lost all my muscle, a lot of weight, and it was just a hard recovery to come back from.
That makes that the journey from sectional, that's even more impressive.
Right.
Coming back from something like that, especially losing muscle,
Yeah.
man, that's
Right.
hmm.
That's heavy. And this is I mean, we knew as North Central girls coaches, like we didn't know the full details. And so to see you be able to turn around and come back that same season is really shows motivation. So what caused you to be motivated, right? You're losing muscle, you're in the hospital, not getting a lot of workouts in. What motivated you to, still want to return this past season?
It was really me laying in the hospital bed and seeing everybody post of like them at indoor, like Mick, because I knew it was like supposed to be my season. Like I was supposed to have a breakout season, jump something crazy, but it was just like seeing everybody post, everybody winning a meet. It was just that, and I wanted to get back so bad just so I could have that like that junior year, so I can do something. And then I did it, I guess, but it wasn't good enough. I wanted to make it to state, but I didn't make it to regionals.
Mhm.
So how did you like mentally? How did you handle that setback? What was that like for you?
At first, it was really kind of hard, but my teammate Denim and some girls on the track team, they would text me, helping me mentality wise, because I really wanted to get back. I was really rushing it back. I didn't want to do any physical therapy just because like I really couldn't. It all hurt, everything like that. But it was really rough to get around. I was beating myself up every day, sad, things like that, and once I got back to the track though, once I got clear, once I was like around everybody again, it made it better because everybody was just in a good mood. Everybody was like helping me. I got to watch everybody run like individually, and it was really a fun time. And then when I finally got cleared, is when Mick started.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was great that you had teammates helping you to stay motivated and encouraged. And, we've we know firsthand you have a presence when you're on the track for sure. And so, what do you think is most important for an athlete, like their characteristics? What are some good characteristics?
I would say the determination somebody should have. I feel like it doesn't matter with any athlete, doesn't matter with any talent you have. You should always have a determination and just a goal that you want to have. If you keep saying that goal in your head, you want to get it. Eventually, you'll get to it.
Yeah. Now, with all your the ups and downs of this sport, you've been in a couple of different sports. What role have your parents played in terms of, you know, helping you stay together, keeping you on the right track?
My parents have played a really big role because when we started my physical therapy, it hurt really bad, and I really didn't want to do it, but they would push me to do it. And to be honest, my parents were so concerned of me coming back to track. My dad almost didn't let me come back. I was like begging him to, and he finally let me because I really wasn't listening. He said no, but I said it. I said I wanted to do it anyway, so I went, and then I eventually got back. But the physical therapy was a big part though, because it was actually the physical therapy was a really painful part.
So, what's your? We clearly know you are competitive because you were pushing yourself to come back. And so, what's your perspective on winning and losing?
Like you mean on the meat, like meat wise?
Yeah, for you, like
Uh,
you went into a meet and you're like, hey, I'm expected to clear this height, and it happens. On the flip side, I went to this meet and I was expecting to do X at this height and it didn't happen. So, how do you perceive those two?
I've never really had a year like of me high jumping where I was like one of the top like competitors for the meet. This is like actually my year where I'm like one of the best at every meet I come to. But my sophomore year, I was really like I really wanted to just get top five every meet, really top three. But I was good with that. But I really had goals to get higher. But realistically, that's what I would have gotten.
Well, I mean, I mean, if we're talking track age, you're a baby. You know, like in terms of you have no real experience. You have the sophomore season, part part of a junior season, and
Mhm.
like this is really gonna be your first full season, you know,
Yeah.
where you have an indoor and an outdoor. And so it's like, which is a good thing in terms of if I'm a college coach looking at you and I'm saying, okay, he's young and we can probably put some weight on him and turn him into something for real. But what do you see like in terms of long term and short term goals? What are those for you and what's the end game when it comes to track and field for you?
So short term goals that I want to this year, I wanna win MIC, indoor MIC, indoor and outdoor. I want to win indoor outdoor MIC for the high jump because I know I can do that, but it's gonna be a challenge. But I want to do that. That's the goal, and I want to place top three at both states. If I can do that, that would be accomplishment. Long term goal, I want to go to college for track. I want to keep running too. I actually enjoy running this year. It's real fun. I want to keep running, doing different things. I want to learn how to long jump more, keep high jumping, just getting better, getting my game better. Obviously, graduate college, get my degree, and maybe depending how I like progress in the next 4 years, maybe go to the Olympics.
Love it.
Okay.
You gave us a full scope. We're
Right.
excited season with you, helping you to stay patient for sure with yourself. Um, how and again, you talked about last year and how you were maybe not one of the top ones, and then you were coming back off an injury. So, how do you handle competition, or what is your view on how you're going to handle competition? For example, I know you have a meet coming up tomorrow, so how do you handle your competition?
We always get a heat sheet before a meet, knowing what everybody jumps. Really, when I think about it, everybody's not going to jump their best every time, and everybody. I mean, high jump, just jumping in general is a really inconsistent thing. It's really hard to be consistent with. So I know everybody's not going to jump their max. Everybody's not going to jump higher than they usually do. So I really just go out there and really just go with the flow. It just depends how I feel. If I feel good and I'm jumping higher than everybody, I can feel it in me. It's all about the mentality, really.
So being that high jump is something that you like you said, everybody can't do their best every time. How is that mindset? Do you think will that benefit you down the road, like future career wise? Like having a mindset, understanding, that you've been in an event that's always up and down and it's never consistent in terms of it being all good. How do you think that'll impact you either way? towards the future?
I've always been in a spot where I've like consistently been around the same height. So I know that I'll obviously do bad some meets, but I'll do good some like other meets. I just want to stay in that like range of like the good jumps that I have like every meet. I know that obviously I'll have bad meets, things like that, but I just want to make sure that I stay consistent as possible, keep working, have my rest days, and do like the same routine that I do every meet.
And how are you working to maintain your, injury free, preventing injuries and staying healthy?
I work out every morning with my dad. Then I stretch afterwards. Go to school. Then we have practice after school, and then I'll stretch with the trainer, and then we'll do whatever workout we have for the day. And then the coaches really do a good job of giving us like rest days and stretch days too. So that really helps. But after every practice, I'll stretch with the trainer, get iced. Ice baths too really work. Normatex and getting heat pads.
So you're doing all the things.
Look,
Yeah.
all of it.
Well,
You said injury
since
free
you're
this
doing
year.
all the things, let me ask you this one:
Yeah.
what role does nutrition play in you?
It does play a big role. Sometimes I get off like my little schedule that I'm supposed to be eating, but when it comes to like actual meat time, I make sure I do eat good. A lot of protein, carbs too,
So
a
your
lot of
parents
carbs.
involved in making sure that you
Yeah,
eat the right
my
thing.
dad, my dad is an athletic trainer. He's a bodybuilder,
Okay.
so he does like make sure I get everything in. He's really serious about like the weights and like all that.
Okay,
Yeah. Well,
well,
that's
good.
good. That's good. How would you say you handle feedback from your coaches, whether it's good or something you really didn't even want to hear at the time? How do you respond to that?
New stuff since I've been running doing new events this year. It's kind of been hard, like just hearing stuff from people like long jumping. Like usually I'm one of the best at high jump at the school, so like I know what to do. But like it's different here and different things like just handoffs. Like since I'm learning how to run, it's different. I can't really hand off. Learning how to do it, learning how to long jump, how to have the good form. But I really listen. It's not really hard to get the feedback. It's just like frustrating sometimes since I don't know how to do it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, because you're running more now and you added long jump, how do you see yourself contributing to your team this year?
Last year when I came back from the injury, I was actually pretty good part of the team. I got points early on in the meet. I got a few points, especially in sectionals, to set them up for the win actually. But this year I'm actually going for I'll be in the 4x2 and the 4x4. So hopefully I can get more points this year. I want to get. I'm looking. I'll probably be a big point scorer.
So what would you say makes you a great teammate?
I just really I would say I have to have energy. Like I have a lot of energy. I'm trying to make
Yeah.
sure everybody. I want to make sure everybody's like smiling. Like sometimes everybody be serious while we at practice. I be trying to hype people up.
Okay.
Yes. I
Now,
love it.
if we ask your teammates or your coaches to describe you in one word, what would it be?
Goofy, goofy.
Oh,
That's spot on for sure.
right. Oh man. One other question I have before we let you go here. You said you wanted to run in college, and that's great. Now, and in running in college, everybody that goes to college they're there because they're going to work hard and everything else. What is the X factor? What's going to make you different from everybody else that college recruits?
I really want to be the first one in my family to actually like go to college for actual sport. To be the first one to like. I really just want to prove everybody in my family that I really can do it.
Mhm.
Just work hard. Obviously, I got that. I want to keep doing that. Just push myself. I want to gain more muscle. Everything. I just want to come back. I want to come back when it's time to come back for breaks to show my family like how better I've got.
That's great in terms of goal wise. So what's that one quality that you have that you would say probably nobody else has?
Resilience. That's what my dad says a lot. A lot of
Yeah,
things like anything that happened, I always bounce back. That's what I know. I'm good at that.
for sure.
All right. Yeah, after your injury, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a injury for your fault. It was illness turned into something totally different.
It was a year ago too. A year ago this week.
Oh
Wow.
wow. Well, Darion, if somebody wanted to follow along, see how you're progressing, how should they do so?
You can see. Follow my Instagram. See me on Mile Split. Search up Darion Highbaugh. That's probably how. Check Indy Star because I'm definitely gonna be an athlete of the week this year.
Okay. Okay.
Right
I
on.
love it. We ready to see it.
Right. Well, Darion, we appreciate you being on. And we look forward to watching your progress this season.
Thank
Yes,
you.
for sure.